Nothing ever comes to me, yeah, in a steady stream. But you gotta keep on going. You gotta live that dream. I know I ain't supposed to feel it, but oh how it feels.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Tango Romeo 87, where we've dodged raindrops and storms all week long while trying to work on the outside of the bus. Rob took the first steps in prep for the roof of the bus to get ready for paint.
Tracy, on the other hand, was a busy little beaver and had a whole lot more bravery than I did. She's been removing windows from the bus, sanding, cleaning, prepping, and properly painting the aluminum, dodging raindrops the entire time. Then she got them reinstalled and sealed the proper way, and we'll cover that in this video. Remember, if there's one thing we need you to subscribe. So when the subscribe button comes up along, just go below it and hit subscribe. We've got plenty of channel view hours, but in order to continue to put videos out on each step of this bus, we need subscribers. So please subscribe. It's free, it doesn't cost anything, and it'd help us out a whole lot. If you like the video, give it a big thumbs up like, and I hope you enjoy this week's episode. Welcome back, schooly friends. Today is not the best day weather-wise here in coastal North Carolina. We started out with rain, pretty heavy rains we had this morning early, around daybreak, and we've got an 80% chance of rain for the entirety of the day. Got to watch what projects I do on the bus, because most of what we're trying to do right now is an exterior project to get everything to the point where we're ready to put our solar panel mounts in and our decking mounts. And once those are on the bus, then we can start working on the inside, insulating things, because right now we need access to the interior roof panels so that we can bolt those things down. We spent some evenings this past week refinishing windows in the bus. As you can see, the windows here, these 4 windows here, are now matte black. So we spent a lot of time sanding, using a wire brush to clean into the tight areas. We had to use a wire wheel brush on a Dremel to get into even tighter areas to get some of that cleaned up. We wanted to get all of the grime and haze off, because it is aluminum, and aluminum's hard to paint. Once everything was cleaned up and sanded down, we used a self-adhesive primer. It's an epoxy primer that's self-etching. We switched from the can that we were using a brush with and went to a spray can, because it made it a whole lot easier. We had to tape everything off, but it made it a whole lot easier. And once the primer was on and set, then we put the Krylon flat matte black finish on them, and they look a whole lot better. The 3 back here that you see, we'll go ahead and take out, but those are going to be covered with a piece of sheet steel. Being an upcoming video, we'll do that. We're going to take the windows out, put a piece of steel in, drill, put the screws in, and then we'll tack weld all along the edges and the inside so that we have a nice fit. Today, if the rain holds off, I'll try to get these windows out and get butyl tape put in around all the seams to permanently seal those, and they'll be good to go except for cleaning the inside. What I'm going to try to do is pressure wash the top of the bus, because it's gross. It's covered in black, moldy, messy material. We'll get that pressure washed. We'll have to get that sanded and get paint on it before we put our solar rails on. As you can see, the roof is pretty nasty. It's got a bad layer build up on it. We'll pressure wash this and get all the loose scale off of it before we start to sand it. Probably won't get it sanded this weekend, but be a lot of work up here. We'll also have to take out the emergency hatch, completely take it out. We're going to put a piece of steel over it, rivet it down, tack weld it from the inside, and we'll leave a 14 by 14 hole in the center of that, put our max air fan in that we already have, and get that sealed down. We've got to get it away from rain. We'll remove that vent in front of the bus, which is your air vent or moisture vent. That's coming out of the bus. We're not going to leave that as part of the build because we've got solar panels that have to go through there. So let's get the pressure washer fired up and get this bus roof clean. The roof is pressure washed and cleaned. Like I mentioned, the Henry's Tropical that someone put on the bus at some point is nasty stuff. I know a lot of people talk about using it on the social media groups, but not me. It's silicone based, so everything sticks to it. Over time, it just gets nasty and dirty and stains, and it's hard to clean. You can't get anything to stick to it. Yeah, you can get silicone to stick to it, but you're not going to get your RV tapes to stick to it. Your typical butyl, it doesn't want to stick to it well. And I'm not going to have leaks around the things I'm putting on the roof so that I can put that on. And 90% of the roof is going to be covered with solar panels or a deck, so it really doesn't matter because it's not going to be there to do its job. Now that the roof has been pressure washed to the bus, I'm going to go ahead and take the windows out again. If you have been following along, we've been painting the aluminum windows with a self-etching adhesion promoting primer, and then we're putting a matte black on them. I'm going to take these first 4 windows out as long as the rain holds off today, and go ahead and get the butyl tape set in and get these windows sealed so that we don't have to take them back out of the bus again. The back 3 windows, as I've said before, we're going to remove, do a delete, put a piece of steel in, screw it and weld it, and then get that primed and get this bus ready to paint. Good morning, Schoolie fanatics. It's Sunday. The rain is still threatening to wipe out any bus project on the outside today, but I'm going to try to cheat the odds and seal the remaining windows on this side of the bus. One of the key things you have to do, we took out the windows and we used a self-etching adhesion promoting primer from Rust-Oleum because it's an aluminum. Aluminum does not take regular primer and paint well, and it peels later, so we're hoping that this will work, but right now the windows look good. I did attempt to tint the top window on the bus and found out that I suck at window tint on buses. I can do cars because there's areas to tuck into, but on a bus there's no areas to tuck into. So my brother-in-law John is an expert at window tint. He's probably done 1 million square foot of it, did blast films at chemical plants. He's going to come and he's going to tint the windows when we're ready. So that'll be one thing that I won't be doing. I don't think I'm going to become an expert at that without spending a lot of money wasted. So the key thing you have to do once you get your windows ready is reseal them, because all of the old sealing is bad. So today we're going to try to cheat the rain and get the windows sealed in. So the first thing we'll do is get our cells ready. Okay, the first thing we'll do, we're going to use a butyl tape. This is the package off of it. The butyl tape we picked up at Home Depot for like $5 a roll. It's just a simple tape that, if I can get a piece off here, it's like a sticky putty that's flexible, pliable, and will handle all the bumps and grinds that a bus has. So I'm going to try to get the 4 windows out on this side and get those sealed up today and show you the best way to seal the windows back into your bus. So let's get set up and then let's take a window out and get it sealed up. First things first, now that the window's out, we're going to clean all the surfaces with a little bit of Prep-Sol. Y'all have heard me talk about Prep-Sol enough. It removes all grease, wax, sticky substances. It's a professional body shops use it to prep areas for paint, and we use it anywhere we're about to put an adhesive or put a paint. This will just make everything stick better by cleaning it off with a good solvent. And Prep-Sol, that's P-R-E-P-S-O-L, Prep-Sol is been used for a long time for just this type of application. Now this is a little piece that sets in the track below the window. It's your interior gutter in case water does leak. It puts it down behind the wall and out through the drains. You'll notice on this, it's got the old butyl tape, which is what they used 30 years ago to seal this bus. We'll get all of this off because we're going to double seal this. Scrape it off and clean this with Prep-Sol, and then we'll be ready to put the tape on and put the window back in. Now that everything's clean, we're ready to put our butyl tape. There's screw holes, and I try not to cover the screw holes. I try to just cover them halfway so that I'll be able to see them when I go to put the trim back on. This has got a paper backing on it. I recommend leaving the paper backing on. Go up above your window channel, just to the side of those screw holes. Make sure you've got a good surface to mate this on. It really sticks once you get that butyl tape. You clean it with the Prep-Sol, and then just take a pair of scissors and cut your butyl tape. You don't want much overlap because it'll make it thick in that spot and allow it to stand up in another spot. But being a putty, it is somewhat pliable. And then pull your paper backing on. Make sure it doesn't blow away in the wind. Now it's easy because the other window is still in there to know exactly where I'm going to put this one at. paper off. And you should have a pretty nice seal around the window. Any that hangs over the edge, I just kind of round off so that when the window goes in, it'll sit in there solid. Now this godforsaken gutter piece, we've dropped these down in the walls. We've really struggled with those. I put a piece of butyl tape over the outside of them. Then we're ready to put our window back in here in a minute. I try to leave the paper on it, but it just doesn't want to today. Get the window. Have to get this track lined up. Slide the window in at the top. Then all we got to do is get it lined up, screwed back in, and she will be sealed.
Well, my goal this weekend was to get 9 windows done. Painted, cleaned, sanded, painted, put in with butyl tape. But, however, the dreaded rain is happening, so we only got 6. 3 more to go, and that job will be done. So,
well, the whole right side of the bus, though, we have them sealed in, butyl
Yes.
taped, so they're permanently set. Don't have enough steel to cover the 3 in the back. I thought I did. It's 81 inches, and my steel, biggest piece of steel, 79 inches. So, got to pick up another piece of steel. And then we'll block off the 3 windows at the back here. We're leaving 1 over here, and then 3 gone, and 4 in the front on both sides.
Yep.
So we've got a little bit more to do, but as you've seen throughout this video, the rains keep chasing me into the bus.
Yep.
But I was thinking, while we're in the bus, maybe I could convince you that the bus is trashed.
No, the
We have
bus is
stuff
definitely
by the
trashed.
door. We just set it in because we're working outside. Across from it, when that gets full, and scattered all the way front to back, it's just a disaster. So maybe while it's raining, we could clean the bus.
Yes.
Because next is going to be some inside work.
Yep.
All right, we're going to get started cleaning the bus.
All right.
As we mentioned earlier, Tracy's whole goal this weekend was to have the 9 windows we're keeping in the bus done and ready. Rain, storms, wind, nothing cooperated with us. These 3 windows back here are the 3 we're going to fill in with a sheet of steel, and she got all 4 of these done, got the butyl tape in them, and got them properly sealed in the bus ready to go. The only thing we've got left there to do is put some black paint on the screw heads. Once we're sure we're done. Now on the other side of the bus, we still have some work to do. We got the first 2 windows painted, put the primer on them, painted them with the flat black. still got to do the strips. We moved an emergency exit right here because that's going to be over our dining room table, and we want it to tilt out. When it rains, we'll still be able to get air. We'll have 4 windows, 1, 2, 3, 4 that stay. Then we're going to lose 3 where the shower and the refrigerator go. We're going to put the other emergency exit here, which will be at the headboard of our bed, so it tilts out and we can get air in there when it's raining also. And then this window gets filled in. The back of the bus is just a matter of getting it all sanded, prepped and primed, and ready to put our finish coat on. Before long, we'll reveal what we're going to do with the bus, how we're going to paint it, the colors, and the materials we're going to use. That'll be coming up pretty soon. Remember, if you liked the video, hit the subscribe button. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. All of those things help us with our YouTube channel, and we'd like to see you help so we can continue to grow this channel. That's it for this week, and we'll catch you next week when we're doing something else to this old bus. Thank you.